Radio Now 100.9's Indy Connection with Emily Metheny.
Hello, I'm Emily Metheny, your host. This week, as we are getting even more into the holiday season, I spoke with Amanda Kingsbury, Director of Marketing and Communications for the Arts Council of Indianapolis. She told us about the holiday events happening around the city this season and what exciting events are coming up in 2022. We started our conversation by talking about the Arts Council's Holiday Guide.
This year, we're excited to celebrate the fact that nearly 100% of nonprofit arts and culture organizations are open, after a very quiet and sort of lonely holiday season last year. So we decided to launch a campaign to invite people back to in-person events this season. So we launched explore.indyarts.org, and that is a guide to events that are updated weekly so people can plan a memorable holiday season.
Excellent. And can you give us some examples of some of these events that we're so excited to have back in person?
We've got the Jazz Kitchen hosting the Indianapolis Jazz Orchestra Holiday Big Band Series on the 14th, the Freetown Village Singers at Winter Lights on the 14th and the 15th. International Violin Competition has Kelly Hall Tompkins performing, and there's always the Indianapolis Men's Chorus's wonderful holiday show, and it's called Step Into Christmas this year, and it's December 17th and 18th. So we have things going on all month.
Mm-hmm. And from a variety of different organizations as well.
Yes, theater, music, dance, visual arts, everything. And even grassroots community events, not just, the organizations that people are familiar with.
Excellent. And can you give that the web address one more time that people can visit for this?
Yes, it is explore.indyarts.org.
Excellent. And that's going to run through the entire holiday season.
Correct. And then actually, in 2022, and we might talk about this later, but we'll be launching 22 things to look forward to with Indy Arts and Culture for 2022.
Excellent. And for the events that are happening in this holiday season, people can stay up to date through the website. Are you also sharing it on your social media?
Yes. Our newsletter is always a good resource because we wrap up the best events every week. And yes, we're sharing constantly on social media to let people know what's happening. Reminder, tickets are still available or sold out, sorry. Because there's a little bit of both happening. Some places still have plenty of tickets available, and others are, adding extra shows because the demand is so high.
And what does that say about finally being able to be back in person? What is that saying about the arts community?
Well, I think, and this is what the sense is, I say everybody needs an audience, right? And that's not just performers, but people in the audience need an audience as well because things are so much more powerful when you can laugh, cry, and share the experience together. And I think what that says about the arts is that it brings people together for that kind of environment and shared experience.
Mm-hmm. And kind of transitioning into what we can expect next year where we can celebrate and enjoy together. You mentioned the 22 things to do in 22. Can you tell us more about that?
We were just, we were looking everything from a hip-hop Shakespeare presented by Indy Shakes to the Stephen Sprouse exhibition that's opening at Newfield to a new Major Taylor exhibition at the Indiana State Museum. And those are the things just off the top of my head. We probably could have done 222, but that would have been a lot for people to wade through. It just signals the thing we've been calling a creative comeback for months now, which is, an Art and Soul will be returning to the Arts Garden this year. So everyone's being careful, though, and watching the latest COVID-19 health updates and restrictions. But other than that, it's going to look like a good year for people to be back engaging in the arts.
With all the in-person events coming back up, how can people get on that newsletter you mentioned?
Okay, well, go to indyarts.org, and you can immediately find a place to add your email address for us because we'd love to, and we love to hear from people too. And we do. You missed our event. Can you please include it? And we're like, absolutely. Give us some more information. And there's also indyartsguide.org that is a good resource for people to find events, which is more comprehensive than our holiday guide, but not as focused on the holidays.
Excellent. And if there's any artists who want to get involved with the Indy Arts Council, how can they do that?
Well, you can start by reaching out to indyarts@indyarts.org. And that's our main address, which we constantly monitor and filter to either our public art director or artist services or grants, whatever it is they're seeking. We definitely have a resource for them and a person to talk to.
Is Indy Keeps Creating, is that going to keep going as we go into 2022?
Yes, that goes through right now, at least through March 2022. And as you know, that started as a hashtag and a rallying cry, and now it's become a series of artist and community-led events that is supported by the city of Indianapolis. And it has partners including Big Car, Gang Gang, and the Arts Council. Mm-hmm. So you can go to, I'm sending you to a lot of websites right now, but IndyKeepsCreating.org is the place to find information on all of those events that are happening.
It's wonderful to see, coming out of this pandemic, how strong the arts are. And do you feel it's become stronger because of what happened?
I think, I can't specifically speak to financial strength, right? Mm-hmm. But I would say one of the biggest things that came out of the pandemic, was the resilience of the scene and immediately responding to the community's needs at the time, or responding to artists' needs at the time. And the biggest thing was how all the organizations and artists began to rally together and form new partnerships and new events and experiences that did not happen prior to the pandemic. And that's because everybody was in the same boat and trying to figure out how to stay afloat. Mm-hmm. And they did.
Mm-hmm. And Amanda, as we start to wrap up, is there anything else you'd like to mention that's coming up for the Arts Council? Any events happening at Gallery 924? Anything that people just need to either keep in the back of their minds as we go into 2022, or anything else?
Yes. Well, there's one thing for this holiday campaign, I really need to thank the City of Indianapolis and the Crystal DeHaan Family Foundation for their support of this campaign, which will also be the support for our 2022 campaign going forward. But as far as the Arts Council, Tiny is open through January 7th, and that's the exhibition we do every year where the artists do 6-inch by 6-inch by 6-inch pieces of art or smaller, and we have 520 of those for sale in the gallery right now. So if people are looking for holiday gifts, they can make an appointment to shop. And also, we are very excited to be talking more about Art and Soul in February of 2022 to celebrate Black History Month. We have a great lineup of performers.
Excellent. And if people want to stay up to date, it's through that newsletter or through social media?
Yes, that's the best way to stay up to date, or indyarts.org is always a good place. That's our main website.
Excellent.
And that will take you everywhere you need to go.
Mm-hmm. And you mentioned the holiday shopping. So if someone is interested in buying some artwork, or since we are in the season of giving, can people give a gift to the Arts Council?
We will always welcome donations, of course, because everything we do is then reinvested in the community. So, yes, again, they can reach out to indyarts.org, and we can get them to the right person. And, yes, we certainly welcome community support so that we can provide more community support.
Excellent.
Thank you for asking that.
No problem, because especially it's the time of year and we're always trying to think and shop local and support local. So I always want to make sure if there's an opportunity that people know there's an opportunity to give local as well.
Absolutely. And there are a lot of great artist markets going on. And again, you can find those things through our newsletter and website too. Like the Indianapolis Art Center on December 18th has a great in-person marketplace for contemporary art lovers. And then on December 29th, Snuggy Bear Presents is doing a full day of it's Black vendors, Black artists, and Black musicians. That is going to be a great event at the Garfield Park Art Center.
Excellent, excellent. And is that on your holiday guide as well?
That information is on our holiday guide.
Everybody go to the holiday guide.
Please do.
And as we wrap up, is there anything else you'd like to add, Amanda?
No, I just wanted to thank you so much for your support of the arts in Indianapolis, because, the work that journalists do in the community is very impressive and important to us as well.
Thank you so much. For all the websites that Amanda mentioned, go online to our website, RadioNOWindy.com. Just search Indy's Connection and click on the most recent post. And all of the websites she mentioned throughout the interview will be there. For the second part of the show, I talked with Radio One's promotions director, David Gray, about some of the upcoming events the station has, including RadioNOW's The Great Wrap-Up, which is happening this weekend, the 18th, at Castelton Square Mall. Here's David telling us more.
We have a lot of things going on for the holiday season, not just on RadioNOW, but across all our brands, our sister stations, Hot 96.3, 106.7 WTLC, AM 1310 The Light. They have an event going on December 18th at the Walker Theater. La Grande, 105.1, and Telemundo, our Latin sister stations, they have an event, a Santa event going on December 18th also. That'll be at the Indianapolis Urban League. And of course, with RadioNOW, we have the great wrap-up happening December 18th from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. It'll be at Castelton Square Mall. It's a great event, and basically, you can come down, you can meet your favorite RadioNOW personalities. I know Jules plans on being there. I think I talked to Elliot, and Elliot says he's going to be there, and of course, Gabby and Maestro, they're going to come in, and it's really going to be an all hands on deck type thing. But why we're there is to collect money for the Dove House. And what we're doing is essentially, if you come in, you make a donation, any donation to the Dove House, then we'll wrap your present for free. And it's a great way for one to get your presents wrapped, because listen, I have struggled for years, and after a lot of YouTube videos, I've gotten a lot better at wrapping presents. But I know, we all struggle with wrapping presents. So it's nice to have somebody else wrap your present for you, but also, be able to give money for a good cause.
If someone's not familiar with the Dove House, can you tell us a little bit about it?
So let me tell you a little bit about the Dove House. Dove Recovery House is actually the largest recovery housing program for women in Marion County. Dove House serves 40 women each night, more than 80 women annually. In 2020, 70.5% of the clients successfully completed the Dove House program, and we're on track to complete this year. And it's just really good to be able to help women, that are battling substance abuse, and because right now, especially in 2021, we hear about on the news all the time how the rates are just going up because people are locked in their house, and it's not that same normal. So we really feel like this money will be able to help them to really serve the community. And here at RadioOne, we're all about serving the community. The other good thing too that we'll be doing is we will be making Christmas cards for the kids at Riley Hospital. So, we did this at the Christmas tree lighting at Perry Crossing, and it was a huge hit. We met a lot of parents of Riley kids. We actually met a few Riley kids that were there. And it's just a great way, to share some holiday spirit with some people who might not be able to experience that holiday stuff. So, at least the normal holiday routine. So we love to do that. But yeah, it's the great wrap up again is at Castelton Square Mall on Saturday, December 18th. We'll be out there. Santa will be there, so you can come and see Santa. You can come get your presents wrapped. And it'll just be a really good way to go into Christmas.
Exactly. So I can do all my Christmas shopping. I can take my kids to see Santa. I can have my favorite RadioNOW host wrap presents.
Look,
how many presents can I get them to wrap?
It depends on how much the donation is. No, I'm kidding. I won't say, come in and give $1 and bring 20 presents. But, we're accommodating, we're doing it for the women at Dove Recovery House. So, that's really all we care about. Us wrapping the presents that's the least of our worries. We just want to make sure that we make an impact for the Dove House.
And then going into the new year, what things do we have to look forward to, some of our other community events that we've done? What are we bringing back in 2022?
So, one of the real big things that we did this year was work with the Indianapolis Urban League. And actually not just this year, we started in 2020 in the midst of the pandemic. When the pandemic started, actually the first day was my birthday, April 21st in 2020. And, I always tell people it was one of those things where I was like, okay, we'll do it for the first month. And then after the first month, they were, oh no, we're going to keep it going. And then next thing I knew, it just got to the point where I was just like, well, I figured this is going to go on. And we were a year in. And then as we kept going, they said at the end of September it was going to stop. So I said, okay, at the end of September. And then October came and we kept going. And then November came and we kept going. Then December came, we kept going. So I think that, coming into the new year, I haven't heard anything in stone, but I wouldn't be surprised if, starting in the new year that we don't see that come back. And it's one of those things where it's not necessarily just if you're in need of food or your family's in need of food assistance. If you have relatives that might be, if you have neighbors that might be, you might have a coworker that might be. And, that's why we give the food out. It's not some big process. They don't really care who you are. They don't ask for your name or anything like that. They just want to know how many people are in the household and what your zip code is, so they know what area you're coming from. But other than that, if you know somebody that needs food, you can come down and grab a package for them to take to them. You can send somebody down to for you. So I wouldn't be surprised if we still do that. Also, Martin Luther King Day is in January, and we always do some things for that. I know in the past we've been at the museums and such, so I know there's some plans for that, and we're looking forward to the spring, to getting out the cold, because the cold I'm done with. I think that the little bit of warmth that we got here is the last of the warmth that we're going to have, because I don't think it's going to warm up till April.
So if someone's going to the food distribution at the Urban League, what day is it? What time is it? How can they get more information? Okay,
so because I don't have a schedule, normally it's on Tuesday. You can listen to RadioNOW on Tuesday, because I know Jules talks about it in the midday. And, we'll know what dates, and we'll announce what dates are coming. I know for the longest time we did every week. For November and December, we switched to twice a month in each month. So, if it's going to be every week or if it's going to be twice a month, just listen to RadioNOW, and they'll be able to tell you, when it starts and when the dates are, because we'll definitely, let people know. And, with anything, if there's anything you want to know, go on RadioNOW, If there's anything you want to know, listen to RadioNOW 100.9, and you can get all the information you need. Everything I talked about today all that information is on the website, and you'll hear about it from Jules and Elliot and Gabby and Tino in the morning. So yeah.
Excellent. Is there anything else you'd like to add about the upcoming holidays, upcoming events? Anything else our sister stations are doing?
Really, I just want to say, I want to wish all our listeners a very Merry Christmas and a happy holiday. I know last year was rough. I think this year might have been even rougher than last year, just because last year it seems like we got a break. I think everybody got a 2-month vacation. This year, I don't think anybody got vacation. So, I just want everybody just to, take this time during the holidays and hug your family and keep them close, and just, just take the time to enjoy and relax and kind of reset and go into next year with a new mentality and a new idea that next year is going to be, 2022 is going to be better than 2021.
Excellent. Can you give the dates one more time for our wrap up?
Yes, so the great wrap-up will be Saturday, December 18th. It'll be at Castelton Square Mall from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Come get your present wrapped with a donation for Dove House. Come make a Christmas card for one of the kids at Riley Hospital. Or you can just come and see Santa, because Santa will be there. I plan to see Santa and tell him about my Tesla that I plan to have under my tree this year.
Excellent. Thank you so much, David.
Thanks for having me.
To see this information again, visit RadioNowIndy.com, or you can follow us on any of our social media at RadioNow1009. Thank you for joining me this week, and please join me again next week. Remember, you can listen to any of the past episodes of Indy's Connection on our website, while also staying up to date with local and entertainment news. If you want to reach out, or if you have topics you'd like me to cover, email me at emetheny, that's EMETHENY at radio-one.com. Or you can hit me up on Twitter at EmilyDoesVideo. Until next time, Have a great week.
Radio Now 100.9's Indy Connection with Emily Metheny.